All right, and hello, my friend. Hello, my friend. Hello, my friend. This is Oliver Blue, and welcome to this channel. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to my Facebook page. And I don't know how you feel today on this Monday, pre-election day. What do you do on the day before the big election day? Uh, what do you do on the day of the election day? And then what are you going to do after the election day? This is a question. If you listen to me, just put it in the chat. What are your plans? Um, as you can see on this Monday, October the 4th, November the 4th, I've been working in the studio all day, and uh, uh, I've been in this mood of making a shift in how I show up um, as a coach, how I show up as a mentor, how I show up as a teacher of spirituality and a teacher of transformation. And so you can, if you have not noticed, I'm changing how I not only changing some of the mechanics of what I'm doing, but I'm also changing, or not necessarily changing, but refocusing my messaging uh, moving forward. And this is something that you can expect from me. If you haven't already noticed, the messaging really shifted for me over the last, I would say, the last 6 months, where there's been um, this this idea that I want to focus on the thing that I believe that is most important. I want to focus on the thing that I believe I have a solution for. And so you've noticed my messaging have really concentrated in the area of the four-letter word love, Love. And I cannot get away from what I have seen, what I have experienced over these last, I would say, over these last 6 to 8 years, where I entered into the space of being a spiritual coach, a personal and professional coach, and having the opportunity to work closely with people and to really expand the different rooms that I've been able to get into as a result of my own personal development, my own desire for growth. And just over this last 7 years, I have come to a point here this year, 2024, that there is a universal problem that needs correction, that needs attention. And I've seen it in all the different experiences that I've had over the last 7 years, building my business, building my nonprofit organization, and expanding the world, the virtual world, as well as having intimate time with, again, different levels of individuals who are performing at different levels. Some high level, high value people, as well as those that are aspiring to be high value, and then as well as those that have not the awareness of what they want to do, or where they want to go, or how they want to show up in the world. So what I'm saying here, that it is it's an all inclusive. It's not an exclusive or an exception, but an all inclusive problem that I see that needs to be addressed. And I've been so focused on the solution to that. I know in my own personal life, there was a time where I had no idea what was really at the core of my displeasure, what was the root cause of why I felt so misaligned, why I felt so separated, why I felt so inadequate, why I felt like there was something greater that I was supposed to be involved in, but I had no idea what it was or even how to take the next step to get there. So I know about being, I'm gonna use the word, the S word here. I know what it means to be stuck and not know what next step to take, or just feel like you're lost, right? Even though when you look at the outer world, your relationships and your finances and your health, your position in life may be like the envy of the world. Other people would love to be in your shoes. However, they're not in your head, right? And so I know at that point in my life when my head was not at peace. Have you ever felt that way? That your head is not at peace? But that was many years ago. And so it was the fuel for me to start on a journey of transformation. And I've been on this journey over 30 years, but more so in the last 7 years, as I have discovered my giftings and how, I desire to use my giftings to solve problems in the world, or to be a solution, right, in my space in the world. And I chose personal development. I chose coaching. I chose spiritual, becoming a spiritual teacher, and I'm still finding my place in all of that, right? I haven't arrived completed, but I am a work in progress, just like all of us are. Are you a work in progress? Sure you are. If you're still here, there's more to experience, right? There's more to express. There's more to know, and I love the journey. I love the process. A couple things I wanted to do at the beginning here was to not only make the announcement that I am doing some rebranding in all of my social media platforms. So if you see some different things happening, name changes, or images that are changing in my profiles, just know that I'm behind the scene, realigning things to align with where my focus is going to be, and what over the next I don't know how long, and how that realignment, that rebranding, that refocus, still at the core of it is my core message. It's the core message that was given to me several years ago when I started this journey. And, it's wrapped up in the word truly, TRULY. And if you've been around any of my platforms for the last 7 years, you have some understanding that word truly, the letters for the word truly, means the real you loves you. And so the core message will change. Will remain the same. However, I'm going to just be a little more focused in representing the solution that I believe that I have that can be helpful to all humanity. All humanity. And so you can look for that on my Truly Foundation, on this Truly Foundation YouTube channel, as well as on my Truly Foundation Facebook page, have been going to be changed to Oliver Blue Jr. Just a branding shift, and but there is going to be this focus that in this single message that you begin to hear, um, that I believe is a solution to a broad problem in the entire world. This is not just in the space that I occupy, but this is universal. I believe the messaging here is universal and the solution is universal. Also here, I wanted to announce at the beginning that this weekend starts the Peer Presence Conference, which is a 3-day virtual conference. And yours truly is a part of this conference again this year as one of the 30 plus presenters. And this conference will start this Friday, November the 8th through the 10th. And again, this is sponsored by Peer Present Conference. This is a global conference with presenters from different faith, different walks of life that practice different modalities, but they're all designed to help all humanity to come to know its true nature, which is love. It's, so this is the 6th year running for this conference, and I've been humbly blessed to be one of the presenters in this conference again this year. And again, the conference is November the 8th through the 10th. And the good news is that the conference is free. However, you do have to register, and you can register. Let's see here. I'll put a registration link. A registration link. Can I put that out here? Yes. I put a registration link in the comments on this live, and you can go there and register for this conference at no charge. And it's going to be such a deep dive into the subject of awakened stillness, the end of dreaming. And when you put all of these different teachers and healers and ministers and gurus in one space for one weekend, and they begin to mix it up around the subject of awakening, and what you will come out of this weekend if you would actually get involved with being a part of this, is you will come out a totally inspired individual, and you will come out of this conference really having an elevated awareness of who you really are and what your true nature is, and how that can be expressed in your everyday life. And so here's an invitation from me to you. Again, the registration link is in the comment field, and you can go there and register for this conference. I will be presenting on this Friday, November the 8th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. And the subject of my presentation is Love's Perfect Creation is You. Love's perfect creation is you. So come join us, and I hope to see you there. Hope to see you in the room. All right. Okay, so hey, what are you doing on election day? You got any plans? What are you doing on pre-election day? I intend on experiencing some what I call positive vibes and some new vibes, right? And so I've made plan to go get a fresh haircut on election day. What are you planning to do? But what I have noticed, like as we come to the end of this cycle, this election cycle, is the tremendous amount of anxiety and fear that we have been able to, wow, generate around this election cycle. And I don't think election cycles were intended to be that way. This is what we have just evolved into. And, as I have observed, not only myself, but observed others and how they have been engaged in this election cycle, just a tremendous amount of anxiety has been built up. A tremendous amount of uncertainty has been built up, especially coming down the stretch here over the last 6 months, I would say. So I hope you have not OD'd on this process. However, I hope that you are informed so that you can make informed decisions about the leadership from that standpoint, right? But what I do know, right, from my own experience is that anytime I'm having to make decisions like on some important thing like elections or whatever, even in my personal or professional life, what do I use as the foundation for my decision making? I want to just talk about that just briefly. What I use as the foundation of my decision making is that L word again. What I use as the foundation for my decision making is the reality of love. And when I use that word love, I'm talking about the word love from a universal point of view, not the love that we put on display among each other, which is, it is that level of love is very questionable. It is very conditional. But I'm talking about the God kind of love, or the unconditional love, or that love which is eternal, that love which is infinite, that love which is timeless and formless and changeless. The love that was demonstrated by the avatar Jesus of Nazareth. The kind of love that we've seen a few individuals display in their lifetime. Because where pure love is, there is no anxiety, there is no uncertainty, and there is no fear. Even the biblical scripture says, perfect love casteth out fear. And that fear has torment. And I would dare say that some would even go as far to say that this election cycle has almost been tormenting to my experience, or to their experience, because of the amount of division and vitriol and the amount of disharmony and the other amount of fear-mongering that has taken place in an effort to get elected, or in an effort to acquire a position. It's almost like what will a man or a woman exchange for their soul? Will they to gain the whole world, right? Or to gain a position. What would we do? How much would we be willing to go against the principle of love in order to obtain something that ultimately, and temporarily will even become a burden unto them? So I love Jesus's statement when he said, what would a man exchange if he gains the whole world and lose his own soul, or lose his own peace, or lose his own way, or to lose his own joy, lose his own name? And so my advice, first of all, just know that there have been many elections, political elections, that have gone before this one, and there is life after an election. All right. The power was disconnected. The power was disconnected. The power was disconnected. But I'm back. So where was I? Okay, I was saying there's always been life after an election, and there's going to be life after this election. So the question is, regardless of who is in leadership, or regardless of who holds what position, none of them will hold the power. None of them will hold the power that is inside of you. And you still will retain your freedom to choose, right? Your freedom to choose how you show up in the world, regardless of who's in leadership. That power doesn't go away. That's one thing that you have been given as a gift in life, is the freedom to choose. And that freedom of choice has to do with how you respond to whatever is happening outside of you. Regardless, like I said, regardless of who's in office, regardless of who's in leadership, you still have the freedom to choose of how you show up in the world. No one could ever take that freedom from you. Why? Because it was placed inside of you. People may be able to put and influence your outer environment, but they cannot take away your freedom to choose and to choose for love. No one can take that away from you. That is an intrinsic gift that all of us have. That is a God-given gift that all of us have. That's a God-given freedom that all of us have. And that's what makes us, right, like our Creator, because we have the freedom to choose, and where it has been placed, it can never be threatened. It can never be taken away from you. So just knowing and embracing that reality about all of us, and this is universal for everyone, then that's the certainty that we can have based on the fact that in reality that we were created with this intrinsic value to be able to choose for love, to choose for reality, to choose for what we were created and purposed by our Creator. It can never be taken away. So that's the really only certainty that we have, and it's all the certainty that we need. Because just think, if that was not the case, if our response and our attitudes and our actions and our thoughts and our feelings and our emotions were predetermined, were pre-programmed, and we could not alter them or change them or make a decision about them, then we wouldn't be made in the image and in the likeness of our Creator, which is love. But because we are God's highest creation, I like to say it this way: because we are the perfect creation of love, the perfect creation of God, therein lies our peace. Therein lies our freedom. Therein lies the kingdom that we are all a part of. All of us. Therein lies our joy, our happiness, and our fulfillment. And when we substitute those reality and that reality, the reality that we are the perfect creation of love, and as love is, so are we in this world right now. That's the reality. That is where our certainty is. That is the changeless, timeless, infinite, eternal reality that we all share. But the problem I've seen is that we go on this prodigal journey, not embracing our own true reality, not embracing our true self, the real you, which is love. And we go to seek to find and make something, or to make of ourselves something that we're not. And when we make of ourselves something that we are not, we see the results of that. We see the systems that we build. We see the chaos that we create. We see the indifferences, and we see the judgments, and we see all of these things that are so unloving and so divisive and so much promote separation and division, right? And then on the heels of that comes all of the uh, problems that we see in the world, the misdistribution, the unequal distribution, the inequality, the prejudices, the oppression, and everything else we see that happens in our lifetime that is contrary to our nature, which is love. So, don't let this election cycle determine. Don't let this election cycle determine whether you be at peace or not. Don't let it determine your joy. Don't let it determine your happiness. It can never, look, our political system could never sustain your happiness, your joy, your peace, your safety, your protection. It is only love that can do that. It is only the real you that can not only wake up to the reality of who you really are as this divine extension of perfect love, but that you can now be the expression of that in your world and among your relationships, and be the solution to whatever that is in disharmony that arises in your life. You can become the light of the world, like Scripture says, which is our purpose, is to be the representation of the truth of who we really are as love, the perfect creation of love. And so that's enough rambling. I said I was going to come on here and ramble a little bit and actually hopefully say something to provoke all of us to not to abdicate our power, our intrinsic power, not to abdicate our responsibility. To be the light of this world by demonstrating our oneness with each other, regardless what happens in elections or in business or in entertainment or, globally, locally, in your family. It really comes down to your individual choice and your individual awareness to embrace your reality. Because once we embrace that reality, that love will prevail. It's going to prevail. Sometimes it doesn't look like love is prevailing, but love always prevail. Always prevail. In other words, it is timeless. It transcends any of the things that we have made as a substitute for our identity, for our peace and for our joy. It transcends all of the things that we have made, all the systems that we have built that have failed us. And so there is life after Election Day. And I want you to value your life, because your life is very valuable. Your life has deep meaning and good purpose. And I want you to value who you are up and above any election. It doesn't change the value that your Creator has placed on you. It doesn't change the purpose for which you were created. So I hope that all of us in these United States have participated, if we're eligible, in the election process and exercise our right to vote. I just suggest that you let love be your guide. Let love be your guide, because love is who you are. And love is what you want to teach. You want to teach only love. You want to demonstrate that in your life. Therein lies your happiness, your joy, and your peace. So, how about it? I'm going to get a haircut tomorrow. What are you going to do? All right, that's enough rambling. I'm off of here. Thank you so much. Stay tuned. Again, the shift has happened. And shift does happen. And what you can expect from me is more content around the subject, really, of identification. Because I think that is the cause. The lack of knowing who we are is the cause. And the solution is discovering who we are as the perfect creation of love. Because without that as the foundation, then nothing that we do, nothing that we acquire, nothing that we possess, will bring lasting joy and peace and stability and certainty in our life. Not individually, not as a family, not as a community, not as a nation, and not as a global world, where there is the lack or the absence of the awareness of love, of love's present, that love is present everywhere. Without that awareness, there is no stable peace. There is no peace. There is no peace without love. Love is a peacemaker. And so it is true that the writer of the song was true when he says, what the world needs now is what? Love, sweet love. That's what we need. And it's not that we need it. It is already here. It's already present. It's inside of all of us. It is our nature. It is our true nature. It is the thing that we're really looking to discover. And that love that we are is complete and whole. That's what the word perfect means. Don't get thrown away by the words perfect creation of love. Don't get thrown off by the word perfect. Perfection in its ultimate sense has to do with that which is complete, that which is whole, that which is eternal, that which is infinite, that which is timeless, that which is formless. Yeah, that real you. I'm describing that real you that loves you, because that real you is love. It's timeless, it's formless, it's infinite. It's all encompassing. It has no opposite. This is who we are. This is the nature that we are in reality. And when we finally let go of that which we have substituted for love, oh, what a day. Oh, what rejoicing. Oh, what an awakening. Oh, what an enlightening experience. Not just that we awake to this reality, but that we stay awake. And we're going to be talking about that in the future. How to awake to your true nature, which is love, and how to stay awake. Right? How to stay awake. All right. I'm going to get off. Thank you so much. Have a great pre-election, election, and post-election day. Because life will go on. Your life will go on. All right. Selah. See you next time.